What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Music City Crit Series race number 6 state championship race. And this is the 3-4s. Just getting done with the Masters race about an hour or so earlier than this race. So this is my second race of the day, and jumping in here, I can't win another state championship jersey. So we're in here racing for Grind City. We've got a host of guys in this one. So we've got a good deep field. I believe there's 30 or so in this field. You can see Derek there to my right. Behind me is Dylan. We also have Matt, Terrell, and Elijah was supposed to be in there, but he didn't quite make it on time. I think he got caught up in traffic before this race, so he didn't end up getting a jump in here. So we still got a pretty good sized team, and we're gonna do our best to try to bring Derek home with the jersey in this one. Other teams, obviously the Hub Cycling team, and then we've got CTS right here. This is to my right just now. Marco, and that is Price just ahead. So Price is already a state champ for the 50 plus, and Marco's jumping in here. He's trying to go for that Cat 3 win. So I think they are moving for him in this one. And who else is in here? Safety Herd, and it's been a few weeks. Sorry guys, I'm trying to think of the other teams that are in here, but yeah, basically, I mean, there's some unattached guys as well. I think Mark's Binsdorf is another team that's in here. I'm not sure if they've got a couple guys or maybe one or something like that in here. So anyway, yeah, this was the fastest race, 3-4 race that I've been a part of in the Music City. We almost averaged 27 miles an hour. So normally when we jump into this race, we're mid 25 miles an hour, sometimes 26. This was right about 26.7. So, or for me, so it could have been 27 for a couple other people, but right around that 27 mile per hour mark. I averaged 274 watts, a 1416 watt max with a 334 normalized. So pretty good day after doing the Masters race, putting out some pretty big numbers in this one as well. And also, trying to do my best to bring our leader Derek into the jersey for this one. So we brought in Dylan and we brought in Matt. They hadn't been out here to the Music City before, so I hadn't really raced with them before, but they were they were out there trying to cover as many moves as they could, putting it all out there on their backs for the team, and yeah, we're all out there for Derek in this one. Not to give anything away, but yeah, that was kind of the strategy beforehand. We talked a little bit before the race, and yeah, we all had our roles for the day. My role was to kind of sit in a little bit here and save my legs for closer to the end so that I could bring Derek in there, kind of a domestique type role. So we'll see how that all plays out in this race here. All right, so we're here 6 laps in, almost going into 7th, and I'm talking to Noah. He's right beside me here, and he's like, "Can you give me a shout out on your video?" So shout out to Noah, super strong junior out here. He's been in some of the other videos, and yeah, I've been calling all the juniors, but it's high time that I get their names right and make sure that I'm calling them out in the videos and letting everybody know who the strong guys are. But yeah, so that was Noah I was just talking to out there. So we're all bunched up here, and nothing really has gone on. There's been like some small attacks, and people were out probably about 2-3 seconds in front of the group here, but nothing too crazy. I'm having a little chat with Price over to my right here, and I think I'm just chatting it up with him a little bit about, how much energy he's got at the moment, because, he did the 50 plus race, went on a tear with Jason Tatum. They lapped the field, and he ended up winning the 50 plus, getting the jersey for the state championship. Then, he jumped into the other Masters race, which I was in, and, did some work in there, and now he's jumping in this one. So this is his third race of the day in the 3-4s, and it's, barely afternoon at this point, I believe. So, he's had his work cut out for him, but yeah, he's doing a really good job, and I think we were just kind of chatting it up and saying, how much energy you got left, because that's a lot of work to do, and at this point in the day, I still hadn't really decided whether or not I was going to do the pro race or not. So I had already done my Masters race. I'm doing this race, working for Derek. Wasn't sure if I was going to jump into the pro race, even though it is a little bit later on in the day, and I'd have maybe a few hours in between to kind of rest up and possibly get some food and stuff like that. So I hadn't really decided on that part yet, but I will shortly after this race. But so far, having a good time. We're 8 laps in, and like I said, there's really nothing going on. We're moving steadily with the pack. I'm just kind of sitting in at this point, like I said earlier, just kind of saving the legs a little bit, not really going after moves. That's why we have Dylan and Matt and Terrell kind of up there towards the front. So we've got guys covering moves. We're making sure that we're in it, and we're trying to keep Derek sheltered and make sure that he's saving his legs for the end of this race here. Here we are 12 laps into the race, and we have a small attack out here to the right. I'm not sure who that is. I can't really tell from where I am in the video here, but I'm kind of sitting towards the back as well, and you can see Derek over there to my right, so he's sitting in nice and pretty in the middle here. No reaction from the rest of the peloton here. We've got, a single rider out there out front, so not too threatening, it doesn't seem, to the rest of the peloton at this point, since nobody's really going after it or nobody's really trying to join that single rider out there. So not too worried about it at this point. So I think that's kind of how some of the attacks went early on in this race. There were, some single riders like that went out. They got, 2-3 seconds out front. Not really sure if they got any further than that, really. We were moving, like I said, this was the fastest race that I've been a part of in the 3-4s out here at the Music City. So not really sure if they were really going to get anywhere. And I think I don't see them there. It looks like so they're around the bend. They're getting a little bit of a distance right here. So maybe this is the one that got away a little bit here, maybe 5 seconds or so. But you can see we're going to start moving here in just a moment, and things are picking up a little bit. So I feel like, I haven't really watched too much further in this race, but I feel like we're going to catch them pretty quickly in this one. And I'm not sure who's taking charge at the front at the moment, but yeah, when single riders go off like this with a big field, and I'm not sure who it was, if they're on a team or not, but I felt like there's really no point in trying to chase them. We were going to catch up to them, or somebody was going to push hard at the front and make things difficult for them to get away. It's kind of the feeling that you get when you've done a bunch of races, and you kind of have that race sense about certain things, and if nobody's trying to join them or anything like that, then you kind of feel like they're just going to be dangling out there for a minute, and then we're just going to easily gobble them up pretty soon. And we did end up connecting with that single rider out there, and this was a little not really a scary moment, but just a weird moment right here, where I was sitting kind of in the back, and then everybody's fanned out. We're all slowing down. There's nothing going down, and I'm getting basically free speed up to the rest of the peloton. I thought a split was getting ready to happen, so I kind of pushed it a little bit, I think, to get back up to everybody. But yeah, it didn't end up happening, and like I said, things fanned out. People kind of lulled and slowed down a little bit. Looks like there's another single rider possibly out there out front. Just went off, and they're going to get their 2 to 3 seconds out in front, and nobody else is joining them. Didn't seem like, I guess for the past couple years in the championship races, it didn't feel like a breakaway was going to work. Not enough people were wanting to get away from the rest of the peloton, it seemed like. And if they did try, the rest of the peloton was reacting pretty quickly and jumping on it. So it really felt like everybody collectively in the peloton was trying to make sure that it came down to a sprint at the end. And so that's why, we have our teammates, we have our guys covering things. But yeah, to me, it just felt like I just needed to sit in and just wait until closer to the end and buy my time basically and go for that sprint and help Derek out. So that's exactly what it felt like for this one. So yeah, with the rest of the peloton, uplifting anytime somebody tried to attack or got a few seconds or whatever, it just felt like everything was coming down to a sprint in this one, and I didn't have to worry about anything crazy or anything like that. So, and here's a moment in the race where I thought, this big gap opens up, and don't want to get left behind. Pushed it out a little bit, want to make sure that I'm still connected to the rest of the peloton, because obviously I got to be there for the end. So that big gap opens, and this other gap is opening right here, and I'm looking at Dylan. He's pushing hard right here, and I think I did say something. I think I looked at him and said, come on, jump on or whatever, and it looks like he's doing a good job of being on the back, possibly. Yeah, it looks like he's pushing hard enough to get on there. Price got on my wheel, and then I'm looking back there to see Dylan's still kind of there. He's using a lot of energy trying to get back up there, but I think I want to say that he does come back and connect pretty close, but keep an eye on that. But yeah, being in the back and chilling and trying to rest your legs and whatever, and wait until the moment that I'm supposed to spring up or whatever. You got to watch out for those moments and make sure that you're not getting left behind and those splits don't open up like that. But especially in a fast race like this, got to make sure that you're there for the end as well. Maybe he doesn't make it. I thought he was right up on the wheel, but it looks like there's a bigger gap than I thought at that point. So luckily I was able to make it back into the peloton here and make sure that I'm there for the rest of the race here. Doing multiple races during the day, in the past, it was very, very taxing. Very, a lot of energy taken. It really took a lot out of me. But I think my endurance and my strength is much, much better at this point than it was last year. And doing weight training and stuff like that throughout the week, as well as biking and doing my workouts and all that stuff, has really, really helped me keep my strength and really make me much stronger this year than I was at this point last year. So here we go. So we're 24 minutes in. This is where I gotta definitely pay attention. We're getting closer to the end at least. Oh, there's Dylan. Yeah, so he did make it back. Okay, good. I was like, I don't remember him getting left behind. So he did make it back in there. So Derek's right behind me. Trying to shelter him a little bit here. I'm going to try to make my way up a little bit closer. I know we're coming down closer to the end, so we definitely don't want to get left behind and be, surging on the back or anything like that. We've got a little bit of an attack out there out front, and then people are covering it. So definitely, this is where I was talking about, the rest of the peloton. I guess when it's a championship race like this, the rest of the peloton is very motivated to cover anything and everything that goes. So you don't have to worry too much about the attacks and things like that. They can be surprising at points, but I think some people just they're wanting to be active and don't want anything to get away. They want that state championship. So everybody's pretty active covering the moves and everything here. All right, so here we go. 6 laps to go. We're gonna, kind of move up into a little bit better position here. And Derek's been on my wheel for the last I don't know how many laps, and I'm just making sure that he's sheltered, making sure that he's in a good position. We're gonna try to move up. I'm moving up on Dylan's wheel. I'm so glad that he was still there at this point. So we want to make sure that he's in the top half or the top third of the peloton at this point, and just make sure that he's getting a good draft and he's not having to do a whole lot of work here. So I've been told I'm a pretty good wheel to follow in the peloton. Not a whole lot of wind that people have to take. So good wheel to follow as a domestique. And I kind of enjoy that role. I was having a good time with it, making sure that Derek was right behind me and making sure that he wasn't taking any wind towards the end here. So 5 laps to go. Right there you see the card, and I heard a bell, so that means that this is probably a preem lap as well. So either that or it was just people cheering. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think they do preem laps actually on the championship days. So maybe that was just somebody cheering out there. But this weird split right here kind of happens, and I just got to kind of choose a lane and make sure that people are still moving on up here, and it looks like they are moving pretty well, 30 miles an hour on this back stretch. I don't remember the wind. I think it was pretty calm actually. And then I'm calling out to Terrell, letting him know that we're right behind him as well. So we've got a little bit of a train right here. We probably should be up a little bit closer, especially with 5 laps to go and now going into 4 laps to go. And we've got this group of 3 out there. So definitely gotta move up here, and I can hear Derek in the back saying go go go. So we're moving up even further. We can't let in the last few laps here, we can't let that get away as well. So gotta make sure that I'm moving around some of these guys, and I think that hub rider that was out in front of me, I think he was kind of blocking a little bit. So definitely don't want that to happen. So I've got to push out a lot of watts here and make sure that we're back up to this group, and so here we go. Doing 400, 500, 600 watts, pushing it out, being that domestique role, bringing Derek out to the front. Here we go. This is where we need to be. So we're doing it. I think we're doing a pretty good job of being where we need to be at this point. And I'm sitting 5th wheel at the moment, if I'm counting right. Everybody that's in front, it's hard to see. So 5th wheel, now 4th wheel. So good place to be. And I didn't know what to do here. Was it too early to just punch it? 3 laps to go. I think right here, since Derek was right behind me, I probably should have just stuck it out and said, let's go. Let's fuck this up. Let's punch it, and I should have just got on the front and just did what I did, a few weeks prior, and took everybody on my back at this point and punched it out. But I can't. I mean, it's hard for me to remember because it's been a few weeks, but I can't remember if I was just like hurting a little bit or if I was a little bit tired from pushing out, the laps before. But kind of got ourselves in a little predicament here because we kind of get shuffled back to where we were because of that slowdown, and after watching the replay here, I think that moment I probably should just pressed on, and if I had the energy and if I had the power at that point, I probably should have just pressed on and pushed it even further and just said, Derek, follow me or whatever. I'll be the puncher or whatever at that point. We get a little shuffle back. We're going into 2 laps to go here, and we're still getting a little bit shuffled. I want to say that I was trying to listen to see what Derek was saying, and I want to say that I think I remember him saying to hold it, to not go at that point. But after looking at this, I think we probably should have, and he should have just stuck on my wheel and let me, kill myself basically towards the end and done it. But here goes Terrell, and we're gonna move out. Terrell is still there, thank you. So at this point in the race, since we got shuffled back a little bit, we've got to make our way back up to the front here and get back into a better position. It's easier said than done. When you're in the moment, it's kind of hard sometimes, to stay at where you're at, especially when everybody else is fighting for position and trying to get those spots and things. So, but just looking at that moment right there, that was a moment that I think definitely should have kept going. And then I kind of lose Derek here. So Derek goes right, I go left, and I kind of get pinched a little bit over here on the left here, and I'm trying to get back up to him. I'm trying to make sure, but he's on Terrell's wheel, so he's still got a teammate in front of him. But I know at this point everybody's going to start going, so and I've got to go too, and I'm trying to get over there in front of Derek. Derek is basically sprinting at this point, so I'm just going to get on Derek's wheel, and we had another rider out front there as well from the Hub Cycling that was trying to punch it a little bit early, but he's losing steam, and I'm in good position for myself, and I'm just hoping at this point that Derek can take it home. He's right on the wheel of Seamus right here, and he's just got to punch his ticket at this point. I get a pretty good jump, and I let up right here thinking, I probably could have got third right there. I let up a little bit towards the end because I had to. I was coming up on Derek's wheel, and I felt like I was about to hit him in the back there because I got a really big jump. So I ended up fourth in this race. Derek got second. So I got clipped a little bit at the line, having to pull up and squeeze the brakes a little bit, almost running into the back. But we had Derek in position, and getting shuffled back in the last few laps, it kind of sucks. We got him back though where he needed to be. I think he did a good thing for himself, going to the right and making sure that he got back into a good position there for the ending sprint. Just wasn't able to take it in the sprint, but that's crit racing. That's how it goes. Seamus ended up taking the win on that one, and still great for us. I wish we could have had another jersey on the team. Elijah ended up taking the Cat 4 jersey for this year, and I think after that he has moved up to Cat 3, so he'll be with us in the next races out here in the Music City and under the Cat 3s. But all in all, pretty good race. You can't argue with that. We had him in the right position for the sprint. We had him right where we needed to go, even though we kind of got separated there at the end. Looking back at that point in the race, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 laps to go where that opening opened, and I was out there kind of out front. I probably should have taken that and just said, Derek, get on my back right there, and just pushed it out. But, you know, kind of hard to see, you know, it's kind of hard to say that now at this point. But anyway, so I'll be posting the pro race that I did end up getting talked into. So I'll be posting that hopefully shortly. Get that to everybody. But anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And yo, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.